Hey there, Drew Cannon here for Basketball Prospectus. We've been going over the 4 factors in the relationships with offensive and defensive efficiency, so I'm going to continue doing that with turnover percentage today. Turnover percentage is simple on the team level. You just take the number of possessions that the team spent over the course of a game and see how many times they turn the ball over. So a typical turnover percentage tends to be around 18% or so. VCU led the nation in forcing turnovers last year with a 27% defensive turnover rate, and Purdue led the nation in avoiding turnovers with a 14% offensive turnover rate. Individual turnover rate is more complicated, and that's because what we essentially want to measure is how often somebody turns the ball over, weighted against how often they actually do something good on the court. So let's say Jimmer Fredette turns the ball over 5 times and scores 40 points on 25 shots. And Brady Heslip turns the ball over once and scores 6 points on 2 shots. Now if they played the same number of possessions, same number of team possessions, Jimmer contributed more to the team's turnover rate, but it's not really fair to hold him to the same standard as Heslip. If you made Heslip shoot 25 more times, then he'd probably rack up a few turnovers too. So what we do is measure turnovers against how often you do things on the basketball court. So if you shoot, you get assists, you get offensive rebounds, those things all go in the non-turnovers pile. And then we compare the size of your turnovers pile and your non-turnovers pile. So this means that a barreling, slashing, high-volume scorer is put on the same plane as the spot-up shooter in terms of what the statistic measures. And there's one area where this doesn't encapsulate everything that we want to know about turnover percentage, and that usually happens with point guards. And when I say point guards, I mean anybody who controls the ball a lot without shooting much. All the time you have the ball and promote the offense without earning anything on the stat sheet, so, assists or rebounds or points normally. It goes unnoticed by turnover percentage as well. So a guy like Kendall Marshall, who turns the ball over quite a bit anyway, he has a really, really high turnover percentage because the offense is constantly running through him. So so all the time when he's taking the ball and passing it off to somebody who passes it off to somebody, that doesn't do anything for his turnover percentage. So it doesn't always show up statistically. It's just something to keep an eye on when you're analyzing individual stats. So that's how turnover percentage works. CJ Moore will be debuting next Tuesday for Basketball Prospectus on the Sabermetrics Network.